Tajan, lots of tourists read lots of horror stories almost, but certainly bad stories about the Gambian phenomenon of the bumster.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain to me the culture, the history, and exactly what a bumster is, and give us some insight into this phenomenon?
Well, the bumster is, I think, from what I gathered, was the bumster is a word derived from Swedish language, means somebody who sort of hustles. And as I said, it's the bumsters are, you have the good bumsters and the bad bumsters. But as I always say, that we should not discard them, because they are a creation of the tourism industry, and it has become a social problem. And a social problem, you do not ignore it, you have to find ways and means of solving them. A bumster hustles to earn a living, and most of the time what they earn during the day is more than what a man who works in the office daily wage is. So obviously it's a lucrative business. Yes, you have the bad ones and the good ones, but the good ones are providing guide service, and sometimes they take you to places where the normal tourist doesn't go. They give you an experience that the normal tourist doesn't have, and on that side it's positive. But once in a while you have somebody who comes and pretends to be a guide, and then takes you to places and then try to rob you of your money, telling you that they have not eaten for 2 days, they don't have money to feed their family, and all that. Give you all sorts of stories. So these are the things that a European or a tourist would not understand, because sometimes they are so sympathetic to whatever they tell them, and they are so ignorant, and whatever they tell them, they believe in it. But if they hear the story from 2, 3, 4, 5 people, they know that they are conning them. So, but before you understand this, you're already being fooled, and you have already parted with your resources. So these are things that we need to enlighten each other. As a destination, we are the ones who is responsible for giving tourists the right information so that they don't fall into the wrong hands. And the government has a big role to play in this direction. That's why you have this radio program that comes in every Wednesday, talking about the problems of tourism, including the bumsters, of course, and trying to sort of put across the security measures government has put in place in terms of the security that they put in place in the TDA to ensure that crimes are prevented or limited, for that matter. And also
most of these crimes are conning crimes. They're not violent crimes, are they?
Well, once in a while you have violence where some tourists are robbed, but there are not many, but yet still it's something that we should be mindful of. And when people are desperate, they can do anything to satisfy themselves, especially when it comes to finances. And this is the responsibility of government, which they are doing their utmost best, creating security, creating laws for those who offend. Now they've gone to the extent of having a magistrate where crimes that are committed towards tourists are dealt with within 24 hours, because I mean, wherever a crime is committed, you have a witness, and that witness probably would not have to wait for the courts, which would last probably for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So all these laws are being devised to ensure that at least they have a quick track, fast track system to ensure that people get the benefit of the doubt, and that whoever offends a tourist is judged within 2 or 3 days, so that at least the tourist knows that something has been done about this case. You know.
What advice would you give to travellers to the Gambia about how to manage, how to communicate with bumsters?
I think the good idea is just to listen, and then be a rational thinker, because I mean, tourists get fooled very often because they come to a different country with different sort of people and how they think. So sometimes, most of the time, they just listen to what they tell them and they believe in it. So, but they have to be rational in their thinking and know that they are in a foreign country to understand the culture, and then probably listen to and seek advice mainly, because sometimes there are informations that are misleading. So they have to be guided to ensure that they understand people better, and also to know what to do, where to go, when to do it, because sometimes you're always told that in any country you go, there are places where it's not safe, it's a no-go area for foreigners or whatever, and it happens everywhere in the world. So these are things that people need to know, and by information sharing, I think that is the best idea that they should learn.
Great. Thank you, Tajan.
Thank you.